The sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. And what that means is that with any triangle, if I add up every angle, I always get 180 degrees. Let's look at this first example, and I'll call it example 1. There are 3 angles in this triangle, and if I add them up, I end up with 180 degrees. I can use this in order to find the value of x. What that means is that if I add x 90, because this box means 90 degrees, and this 30-degree angle, I'll end up with 180 degrees. Let's combine like terms. Add the opposite of the addend. And I'll end up with x is equal to 60, so that angle has to be 60 degrees. Now let's look at this middle example. This is called an isosceles triangle. These dashes here and here state that 2 side lengths of this triangle are equal. And what's really neat about an isosceles triangle is that not only are 2 side lengths equal, but also 2 angles are equal. If this angle is 2x, then this other angle also has to be 2x. So, when solving for the value of x, I can use the fact that all angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, except now I have 2x that represents this angle, 2x that represents this angle, and 80 degrees that represents this final angle. Combine like terms, 2x plus 2x is 4x. Add the opposite of the addend. Multiply by the reciprocal of the coefficient, and I know x has to be 25. Now, if I wanted to find the value of these angles, I would multiply 25 times 2, which means that I get 50, 50, and 80, which add up to 180 degrees. Okay, now let's look at this last example, where we have 3 angles that add up to 180 degrees. It's a special case because we have a larger expression that represents this angle, but it's still the same thing. If I add all 3 angles up in this triangle, I end up with 180 degrees. So if I add 3x plus 5, 2x, and 15, I get a total of 180 degrees. Combine like terms, 2x plus 3x is 5x. 5 plus 15 is 20. That all adds up to 180 degrees. Add the opposite of 20, the addend. Multiply by the reciprocal of the coefficient. X should equal 32. And if I wanted to figure out the value of every angle in this triangle, I would have to multiply 32 by 2 to get this angle. And I would have to multiply 32 by 3, then add 5 to get this angle. Now let's talk about quadrilaterals. The sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. So it's the same concept as with a triangle, except instead of adding up to 180, the angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. So, for this quadrilateral, note that quad means 4, so there are 4 angles and 4 sides. I'll add 4 things together to get 360 degrees. And my 4 things are 45, x, 100, and 75. Let's combine like terms. End up with x plus 120 equals 360. Add the opposite of the addend. And I end up with x is equal to 240. And this last one. Same concept. I have 4 angles that add up to 360 degrees. Note that you don't need these blanks. I just like to put them there because it lets me know that I have to make sure to add all 4 angles. My first angle is 2x, second 3x, third 15, and last 5x plus 5. Combine like terms. 5x plus 3x plus 2x is 10x. 15 plus 5 is 20. Add the opposite of the addend. (10x) is equal to 340. Multiply by the reciprocal of the coefficient. 1x is equal to 34. And if again I were to plug x into each expression, I would be able to figure out what the value of each angle is.